Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin and this corridor we've been in since October. If you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So, here I'm just drawing a couple lines on the chart. I don't think they're actually meaningful in any type of predictive way, right? I don't think we can look at these lines and say, okay, well they're going to help us predict anything. But it is interesting looking back and seeing that we have just been systematically moving up within this channel here, just ever since October, right? Ever since October. And what's interesting is we've had a couple breakouts above this channel. Okay, one of them was here at right around 30K when we broke above it and we went into this major bull mode, went all the way up to 42K, put in a global top for the time, back down, and then ultimately we came back into our channel for a while. Something that's interesting is that during these very bearish days, during these areas down here when we're below the channel, it has actually represented the best time to reaccumulate so far. But anyways, we spend most of the time in the channel just sort of trending up, and it sort of becomes business as usual, right? It's nothing that people are necessarily getting out of bed for, but they're looking at it and say, okay, Bitcoin's just generally trending up. And we keep having this for an extended period of time. And then at some point, things get very, very bullish in the short term. We go into something that really isn't that sustainable in the short term. We come back and then just back to the channel, more or less business as usual. And then bullish again. This was actually corresponded to around the time that Tesla announced that they had put 1.5 billion into Bitcoin. Very bullish for a while, right above the trend line, to something that wasn't really that sustainable in the short term here at 58.3K, back into the channel, and then back to more of our business as usual mode so far. So I think this is interesting just just in terms of taking a step back and looking at sort of where we are, that we keep going through these phases of business as usual where we're just sort of generally increasing, but we're increasing at a slow enough pace where the market isn't necessarily that crazy. Like people aren't just like running around losing their minds, because it's more of a systematic increase. And then we've had a couple major moves where we move above it, get very bullish, put in something that's not sustainable, and then we come back down and continue moving up. So I just thought this was interesting. If we, I mean, obviously these trend lines can be easily moved around, but right now this would correspond to potentially breaking 60K. So if Bitcoin were to go up to 60K and then break above it, and start to come up into this region, maybe up to 70K, then this could represent something maybe between 70 and 80K if we can be so bullish in the short term. That might be something where we ultimately say, okay, well, it's not quite sustainable. We got to come back down, and then we just sort of continue along the way. So again, I don't make any claims in knowing or in say predicting short-term moves, but I do think this is interesting in taking a step back, looking at the market, just seeing where we are, seeing what's happened over the last several months, over the last 6 months, in fact, the last half year, and recognizing that this trend has been going on for quite a while. At some point, I imagine we will break this trend to the downside because it will not be sustainable forever. But right now, we're actually near the upper part of the trend, in fact. And if we were to go all the way down to the bottom part of the trend, that would actually correspond to a $50,000 Bitcoin. So we could drop all the way down here and still be more or less business as usual for the duration that we've seen of this bull market so far. Hopefully this analysis is useful, taking a step back, looking at the charts. If you guys like the content, subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. We like to present things a little differently on the channel, looking a lot more at data science and stuff rather than short-term TA predictions. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, check out the altcoin season sale in the description below. You get access to a whole lot of stuff. We'll end that in about 3 or 4 days. Check it out. You get access to like weekly reports and videos, the trading view indicators, the Into the Cryptoverse app with the risk levels, and more. Check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go for 250,000 subscribers. I'll see you next time. Bye.